4 years ago, Finnie killed Graber, who used to often kidnap children. He had also kidnapped Finnie, but Finnie killed him and escaped. Finnie is now grown up, but even today, those memories are in his mind. Also, his sister Gwen often gets dreams and visions of Graber. In their school, there is a boy named Ernesto. He asks Gwen out on a date. Gwen goes on a date with him. There, Ernesto tells her that he knows she gets visions of Graber. She is special. But for this very reason, all her classmates always bully her. Some kids even call her a witch. Now, at night, when she is sleeping in her room, she has a dream where she sees Graber chasing some children, after which he kills them. A child's yellow jacket is lying there. Also, there is a W written on the ice, and then Gwen's eyes open and the house phone rings. When she picks up the receiver, no one speaks from the other side. After this, she goes to Finnie's room. She wakes him up and tells him about her dream. And Finnie doesn't take her words too seriously, because he also keeps getting visions of the dead Graber. Actually, this is called PTSD, i.e., post-traumatic stress disorder, which can happen to anyone after a major traumatic incident. The next day, when Finnie is returning from work, the public telephone nearby starts ringing. He angrily goes to it. He picks up the receiver and says, "I can't help you," even though no voice came from the other side. After that, he puts the receiver down and leaves. And now we see the phone which says out of order, meaning the phone was broken. And if the phone was broken, how did it ring? Meanwhile, Gwen has another dream where she sees Graber luring children at the same place. He kills the children. Then, from under the ice, a childish spirit comes up from the water and writes a B in front of the woo. After which, the sound of a phone ringing wakes her up. Gwen goes outside her house. There is Graber's house in front. She goes into Graber's house's basement, where a phone is really ringing, and when she picks up the receiver, she hears her mom's voice from the other side, who tells her she is calling from Alpine Lake Camp. But before she can ask her mom anything, the phone gets disconnected due to bad signal. And now she sees Graber's dead brother standing in front of her, whose face has a deep wound mark. But then Finnie arrives there and pulls Gwen out of her state. Gwen says, "I'm getting weird visions. I don't know what's happening to me." After this, Finnie brings her back home. The next morning, she goes to Finnie with a plate that is from the same place her mom had told her about on the phone Alpine Lake Camp. She tells Finnie that her mom had called her from Alpine Lake Camp last night, but she couldn't talk to her properly. But Finnie doesn't believe Gwen. Then their dad arrives there, who is surprised to see the Alpine Lake Camp plate and tells them that their mom was a member of Alpine Lake Camp. Hearing this, Finnie starts to believe that perhaps there is some connection between Graber, Alpine Lake Camp, and their mom. And now Gwen wants to go to that camp. Ernesto is also going with her, but Finnie doesn't want to go. However, for his sister Gwen's safety, he agrees to go with them. And when they are about to reach that place, a snowstorm begins. They can't see anything ahead, so Finnie gets out of the car to show them the way. Now a girl appears in front of them who is on a horse. She says she is the supervisor of Alpine Lake Camp. She shows them the way ahead, And soon all three of them reach Alpine Lake Camp. There, Finnie sees an old phone. And now Gwen goes inside and falls asleep because she is very tired. After sleeping, she again dreams of the same frozen lake. She sees a child coming out of the water inside the lake and writing an H in front of the WB. But she doesn't know what this means. Meanwhile, Finnie is outside, and then the phone he saw earlier starts ringing. He picks up the phone and says, "I can't help you." He puts the phone down and walks away. But once again, the phone rings, and it keeps ringing until he picks up the receiver. And when he picks up the receiver, Graber's voice comes from the other side, which says, "Hell is not made of fire, but of ice, because ice hurts more than fire." Finnie says, "I'm not afraid of you. I killed you." Graber says, "Death is just a word." And then Finnie hears his sister Gwen scream. He runs to her, who is still in her nightmare. With Finnie's arrival, she wakes up from her nightmare. The next morning, we are shown Gwen, Finnie, and Ernesto walking around. And now Gwen tells Ernesto that Finnie heard Graber's voice on the phone. After which, the owner of this camp invites all three of them for a meal and says he knew their mom. She was full of life. She was always happy. That's why we used to call her Starlight. After the meal, Finnie asks, "Why did you install that telephone booth outside?" The owner says, "It has been out of order for many years." Hearing this, Finnie is shocked because the phone had rung twice just last night. And now the owner leaves. After which, once again the phone rings, and when Finnie picks up the receiver, he hears a child's voice from the other side, which says, "2 more children are trapped here with me. Save us." And then, outside the telephone booth, those 3 children ask him for help. Before Finnie can understand anything, the 3 children disappear. Finnie is completely confused. He returns to the camp. Meanwhile, at night, Gwen has another dream where she sees her mom talking to one of the victim children on that telephone booth outside. Actually, the kind of power she has, her mom also had similar powers. She also used to get visions. And now she sees that among the 3 children whom Graber first killed in this camp in 1957, one child is running from the ice towards the forest. And when she follows him, she sees his blood-soaked jacket lying there. Her eyes open, after which she sees the second victim child outside the window. She chases him. That child takes her to a cabin. Meanwhile, we are shown Finnie, who tells Ernesto, "I'm going to the telephone booth. You go to Gwen." And when Ernesto comes to Gwen's room, he sees that Gwen is not in her room. Meanwhile, Finnie reaches the telephone booth, which is ringing. He picks up the receiver and says to Graber, "I'm not afraid of you." Graber says, "This time I will take from you what you love the most, which is your sister Gwen. I will kill her in front of your eyes, and you will watch helplessly." Meanwhile, we are shown Gwen, in front of whom Graber has appeared. He has an axe in his hand. He attacks her. But now Ernesto arrives there with other people. They see that some invisible force is attacking Gwen. He wants to help Gwen, but controlling Gwen is not so easy. But now Finnie also arrives there. After which, They all together manage to control Gwen. Graeber's spirit leaves from there. Actually, all this that happened with Gwen happened in her dream world. Because whenever she is asleep, she gets visions, and today in her sleep, Graeber attacked her. And now Graeber leaves from there, whom no one but Gwen could see. Gwen comes out of her dream world, and now the owner of this place discusses with everyone and tells them that in 1957, 3 children disappeared forever from here. Graeber probably killed them. Their bodies were never found. And now Gwen says, if we find their bodies and perform their funeral with full rituals, then Graeber's power in the dream world will be completely destroyed. Also, the souls of those 3 children will find peace. But first, they have to find the bodies of those 3 children. And now the owner shows them a photo in which there are many people. Graeber is also in it. The owner tells them that his real name was Wild Bill Hickok, i.e., WBH, the same 3 alphabets that Gwen saw in her dreams. They also find out that Graeber was a very good skater, and now they start searching everywhere for the bodies of those 3 children. But even after a lot of searching, they don't find the children's bodies. At night, Finnie comes to his sister Gwen. Gwen says, "If you can't save me in my dreams, what will I have to do?" Finnie says, "You will have to fight yourself. You will have to face your fear." Now at night, when she falls asleep, she has a dream where she sees that her mom also used to get similar visions. And her mom had a vision that Graeber had imprisoned a child who used to deliver newspapers in his house. She also reaches his house, but Graeber captures her mom too, and so that her mom wouldn't tell anyone about him, Graeber kills them. Here, for the first time, Gwen learns that her mom was killed by none other than Graeber. Actually, until now, she and her brother thought that their mom had taken her own life because of her dreams. And now she knows the truth. Graeber now appears in front of her in the dream world and says, "This is my hell. Whatever I want happens here." After that, he attacks Gwen, and the wounds that her body gets in the dream also appear on her body in real life. Meaning, if she is killed in the dream, she will also die in real life. When Ernesto sees this, he tries to wake Gwen up with others, but Gwen doesn't wake up. Meanwhile, in the dream world, Gwen is running away from him to save herself. And then Finnie opens the door and pulls Gwen out from that place. And now Gwen is running on the frozen lake. She sees that the owner of this place, i.e., a camp, is trying to break the frozen ice on the lake because he is still searching for those children's bodies. And then the telephone booth there rings. Gwen picks up the receiver. Graeber's voice comes from the other side. He says, "Whoever comes in my way, I will finish them." Meanwhile, behind the camp owner, we are shown Graeber, who is continuously cutting the ice with his axe, and slowly he cuts that ice, causing the owner to fall into the water inside the ice. When Gwen sees from inside the telephone booth, she wants to save him. But then Graeber breaks the glass from behind and tries to kill her. Meanwhile, in the real world, we are shown Gwen's body, near which Finnie, Ernesto, and his friend are. They try to wake her up, but now the wound marks on her body are increasing. Finnie says, "You have to fight back." And in the dream world, Gwen hears her brother Finnie's words. She gains confidence. She attacks Graber, because of which Graber falls far away, because in this dream world, she has accepted that she is very powerful. She can face Graber. And now in the real world, she regains consciousness. After which, they all go to the place where Graber had pushed the owner of this place into the water. They pull him out of the water, and he tells them that he has found the body of one of those 3 children, which gives everyone a lot of hope. But now Gwen and Finnie's dad has arrived, who wants to take both his children away from here. But Gwen says, "We can't leave like this. We have to find the children's bodies. Also, we have to defeat Graber." Her dad says, "There is nothing like that. The problem you have, your mom also had it. Because of which she ended her life." Gwen says, "She did not end her life. Rather, Graber killed her because she had found out the truth about Graber. Also, when you first saw Mom's dead body, you said, 'What have I done?' And when he hears this line, he is shocked because he really had said this line. And now he starts to believe Gwen's words. Finnie is also very hurt by the fact that Graber was the one who killed their mom. And now, after dawn, they start searching for the remaining 2 children's bodies. And even after hours of searching, they find nothing. And now Gwen gets very tired. So she falls asleep. After falling asleep, she once again reaches that dream world, where she sees that Graber attacks 2 employees of the camp and injures them. Gwen realizes that she doesn't have much time left, so she dives into the lake, where she finds the bodies of the other 2 children as well. She wants to bring them to the surface. Her dad also helps her. Meanwhile, we are shown outside, where Graber attacks Finnie, whom he cannot see. Actually, he can feel that someone is attacking him, but he knows who it is. So with full force, he attacks him and throws him far away. And by now, their dad had brought those children's bodies out, because of which Graber becomes weak. Also, Gwen reads some verses from the Bible, which weakens Graber even more. And when he is running away, 2 hands of a child's spirit come out from under the water, which pull him into the lake. There, the spirits of those 3 children are there, who freeze him inside the water, and thus he is destroyed. Gwen also wakes up. Ernesto is in front of her, whom she loves. She says, "Now everything is fine." Ernesto is very happy to see Gwen safe and sound. Also, his revenge is complete because Graber had also killed his brother. Now the next morning, we are shown the camp owner, who calls the police and tells them about the 3 children's bodies so that their funeral can be performed. Also, now everyone else is preparing to leave from here. And then the telephone booth's phone rings once again. Gwen picks up the receiver. Her mom's voice comes from the other side, who tells Gwen, "What you did very well. I am proud of you." Gwen says, "I miss you a lot." Her mom says, "I miss you too." Gwen asks her mom, "Will this curse, i.e., what she sees in her dreams, ever end?" Her mom says, "This is not a curse, but a blessing with which you can help others. It was with me before, and now it is with you." Gwen understands her mom's words. Her mom says, Tell your brother Finnie that I miss him a lot," after which the call gets disconnected. Gwen tells her brother everything, that Mom misses him a lot, which makes him very happy.